Now the details on that Baltimore bridge collapse. As the families of the 6 men killed in the tragedy mourn their loss, the Baltimore region is beginning to come to grips with a very different landscape. Today, the Maryland Department of Transportation requested $60 million in emergency funding to deal with the immediate aftermath of the collapse. But the region's full recovery will take a lot longer. Shipping companies must now navigate massive amounts of goods, including cars, farm machinery, and agricultural products, around the port of Baltimore. That port is effectively shut down until further notice.
The Port of Baltimore imports and exports more than 1 million containers each year, so those ships are now being diverted throughout the East Coast. Here in our area, ports are ready to handle the extra cargo. Action News reporter Annie McCormick live for us in South Philadelphia with more on this story. Annie.
Yeah, and Shari, the port community says that they learned how to keep the supply chain going even during those major disruptions that they saw during COVID. And they say that they're implementing a system like that now with what is happening in Baltimore.
I think yesterday the focus was still on recovery, and today those decisions are being made as to where these ships are going to be diverted.
Officials with the Port of Philadelphia are coordinating with other East Coast ports to receive ships destined for Baltimore.
We did have a ship yesterday at 5 o'clock. That was a Baltimore ship. We do expect a barge that was destined for Baltimore over the weekend, and we're learning that there's a auto ship with about 3,500 vehicles that need to be discharged.
Both New York and New Jersey's governors issued this statement that both their ports are ready to receive ships to keep the supply chain going. The South Jersey port expects a 25% increase in cargo volume.
The next week and a half to 2 weeks, we've got 3 extra additional ships, but we've had, dozens of calls.
Customers volunteered to move cargo out to make room for cargo diverted from the bridge collapse site. This port handles mostly bulk and break bulk. Think steel coils, aerosol cans, food products, plywood, and fencing material.
They expect their cargo every couple of weeks, more cargo. So if all of a sudden they don't have a ship, they're going to be in trouble. But most likely the customers that we're going to gain during this crisis are going to go back to where they were, when they're done.
Now, there's no timeline as to when the Port of Baltimore will begin having regular maritime traffic again. But the people at the ports that we spoke to said even when it does get back up and running, they expect it to only be on a limited basis for a while. For now, reporting live in South Philadelphia, Annie McCormick, Channel 6.